station, and the only straight team we were rooting for this entire season, we're very sad to say, is here in our elimination station. Aubrey, my kababayan, who's part Pinay, and David, who is David with the good hair, as Nicole calls him.
David with the good hair.
Hello.
Oh, we were so sad to see you leave, but it was so great to get to spend the whole season watching you on the race.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was very emotional watching back what happened in our departure of the Amazing Race.
David, you were so brave.
Thank you. Honestly, I really appreciate that because, you know, when you're put to the test in things that you're not great at, it's how you react to that situation. Yeah. And I can sit here and say that I tried my best, and I didn't do it just once. I practically did it 3 times.
Yeah, you say it.
Yeah.
Well, Aubrey, you said that you'd been watching The Amazing Race since, am I correct in hearing, since the 2nd grade? So do you want to tell us a little bit about, okay, I'm assuming it was you who was the super fan and that somehow you groomed David into participating with you as a contestant. Tell us about your Amazing Race origin story.
So, I mean, I grew up watching The Amazing Race. I think in the early 2000s, like there was just these prime shows that you would watch on TV. Amazing Race, American Idol, like there were just big, you know, shows that they were family friendly that I would watch with my family. So I have really good memories watching The Amazing Race. And I remember saying to my dad, you know, I really want us to go on The Amazing Race together. We should do it. But he's very anxiety prone, and, you know, that's hard. I mean, we saw what happened with David. You know, if you have those, you know, those issues, it's probably not the best idea to go on. So I've always kind of wanted to find a partner that would go on the show with me. And when the opportunity presented itself in March, I was like, and he was like, all right, you know, I'm down. And then we became alternates, and we ultimately made the show, and now we're here. We raced 11 out of the 12 races. And I mean, that in itself is just such an accomplishment. But the biggest accomplishment was standing in front of Phil and being like, I've watched you on my TV for years. Yeah, so that's kind of in the journey.
Yeah.
Was there anything about the show that was wildly different than what you had expected as a super fan?
I mean, I will say, ripping the clue open for the first time, I was like, David, I have to do it. Like, I have to do this.
I had the clue in my hand.
I was like, no.
She yanked it from my hand.
I have to do this. This might be the only time that I get to do this. You know, I think, honestly, everything was different. I mean, the way you see it on TV is one thing, but then you're living it. You're living it with the other contestants that are also super fans. I mean, when Abby and Will showed up and Abby knew everything, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a true super fan. But truthfully, like, we never had a moment to even take it all in because we were brought into the cast so quickly. And then we were in Munich. And then we were in Innsbruck, Austria. Like, everything just happened so quickly. It wasn't until after the race that I was like, oh my gosh, we just ran The Amazing Race. Yeah. So, I mean, everything was different, to answer the question.
David, we have to ask you about the good hair. Okay, first of all, praise to you for being a helicopter mechanic and all of those technical challenges where you just kicked ass. That was also wonderful to behold. But we wondered, okay, I wonder, as someone who aspires to the lift that you have in your hair, what did you bring? Hair product? I know that you can't bring too much stuff. Like, what hair product did you bring? How did you manage your hair maintenance while you were dashing around the world?
It's funny you say that because so I'll typically wear a hat just to not do my hair when I'm on the run. But Aubrey said, you are not wearing a hat during the race. You need to do your hair. And so the secret was actually the product, because the product that I took was just enough to get us through the whole, like, because I had to do my hair every day. I only had roughly 3 to 4 minutes to do it. I couldn't take my usual time. But yeah, that product really saved my hair. That's ultimate. I give it all the credit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get that in the chat from you at some point.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
1000%. Yeah, I told him, you are not wearing a hat on the race. You are not going to be filmed with a hat. You need to do your hair. And he would get up extra early, just, you know, because obviously we had our call time. And
Yeah, 'cause sometimes it takes time, you know. You can't get a little crow right.
if we're late, listen, this is how much he loves his hair. Yesterday, we were supposed to be at Asta and Nina's house with Derek and Claire to watch the Amazing Race, the final show, or our final show. And we were late because David was doing his hair.
There was like a 2-minute delay.
No.
And that's because we caught traffic.
His hair means everything to him.
Well, and so then the storyline of your hair went through to the end when, you know, then you had to get in the water. And then it was the first time we saw you in the confessional with just kind of, you know, like a swoopy, floppy, kind of soft and feathery hair.
See, water is the ultimate enemy to any good hairstyle.
Yeah.
Right? It's like doomsday for the hairstyle. And yeah, you know, making it to that obstacle and, you know, feeling the water all over my body was like a wake up, you know, like this is it. You know, you gotta either do this or, you know, you're going home.
Yeah.
I think to the question of, you know, anticipating certain challenges you might encounter on the race. I want to ask about your preparation. You know, obviously you had skills that you were going to bring to it as ballroom dancers, as people who understand choreography, right? And all of those things. Those things all factored into your success and many legs on the race. But were there other things that you did, knowing, for example, that you had difficulty in water? What are some of the things that you thought to do to prepare for the race or wish you'd done if you didn't get to it?
Yeah, so I, you know, going back now, I wish that I actually, because I had signed up for swimming classes when we were contacted for the show, when we were told we were alternates. It was just like, it's still important. I should get better at swimming, but I don't need to. Nobody's going to drop out of the show. Like,
that was our way.
That was my way or our way of thinking it. And, you know, thinking back now, had I felt a little bit more comfortable and had I been more proficient at swimming, that would have been, my full focus would have been on the actual challenge and not getting through the challenge.
And the other thing, there was a lot, you know, I grew up in Arizona. Everyone has a swimming pool out there. Like everyone knows how to swim. You know, not everyone, but most of us know how to swim. But there's nothing like jumping into a cave and then with the current rushing and you just see like people jumping in, like jumping into a pool of still water. I would say a little easier, but what he had to endure, like I would even be scared knowing that I'm a good at swimming. And then having to put on like the snorkeling outfit that like sucked our faces like this and then the coldness to the water. Like if you're not decent at swimming, whether he did, you know, a couple lessons or not, there was just so many other factors that played into what happened. So I give him a lot of credit because he conquered a fear 3 times. I only had to drop the rope once.
Did you decide to take the penalty after you saw the twins leave?
Yes. Once I saw, because on that second on the second run, they were right next to us. I remember swimming getting through the water next to Emily and Molly. And when I saw them pass on their second attempt, that was just like the world fell on me. Like I felt like, you know, there's no way we're going to catch up because I know that I have to go all the way around and that's going to take time. And then if I don't get it right, like.
Yeah. Truthfully, I mean, they showed it a little bit on last night's episode, but the truth is that, you know, David was having an anxiety attack and he was on the side, you know, taking deep breaths, trying to calm himself down. And as his partner, you know, as his girlfriend at the time, like when you see your partner down, nothing else mattered. Nothing else mattered at that point. All I was worried about was that he was okay. And he started swimming through the water for the first time. And I could see that he was pausing, having trouble, like just keeping himself on top of the water. And so the first time we went and we did the memory challenge, I already knew it was probably not going to be our greatest moment. And then we got it wrong. We had to go again. And watching him struggle for the second time and then us getting it wrong again with the memory challenge. At that point, I was like, Emily and Molly left. Why would we put ourselves back in that situation? You know, I mean, we could have finished I know he would have 1000% got back in the water and done it the best he could. But when David's down, I'm down. Like that, it was over at that point for us. And he didn't want to take the penalty, but it was important that we put our mental state before anything else.
You just said girlfriend at the time. Was there a status change in your relationship?
We're engaged.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on your
congratulations.
engagement.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Are you going to incorporate anything Amazing Race themed in your nuptials, in your wedding? Are you going to have to make your guests like spelunk into a cave? And
Is Phil gonna officiate?
Oh, we didn't even think of that. We might have to ask him.
Special day.
I know,
Oh
right?
my God, that would be amazing.
You should check. Phil, I swam. Can you officiate our wedding?
Phil, do me a favor, please.
Yeah, we're engaged and we're planning our wedding.
Yeah.
We're getting married next year. And honestly, we attest so much to it, to the Amazing Race. Like, we went into this race at such a pivotal time of our relationship, and we came out stronger, more in love.
Yeah, we came out winners at the end of the day, because it just changed us. It got us to know each other a lot better, even deeper, like personally. And the love for each other, it just kind of, it grew stronger after the race.
that's really sweet.
Is there anything you wish they had showed on the show, or anything you wish people knew about your time on The Amazing Race?
Truthfully, we're not ballroom dancers.
He takes that to heart.
We do not dance ballroom. And we are dancers, but we dance bachata and salsa. And it is a partnering dance. But I think when we saw that on the show, we were like, did you we're not ballroom dancers? Yes, we do dance. It's a Latin style of dance that we do. And I wish that would have been a little bit more, because then we would have felt more like connected to that title.
And she loves to give like those dancers credit, and she feels like she's not doing them a good service by being labeled the ballroom dancer, because she's not a ballroom dancer, you know.
That's one. I wish they would have kind of showed us more at the beginning, because there were so many pivotal moments that I feel we had, right? But going through it and then seeing it on camera, I'm sure like the edit had to do what they had to do.
Plus, it's hard, you know. You have
so many couples.
You have less than an hour to fit in so many couples, so it's we understand. We get it.
But we're just glad that people got to see like the triumph, you know, between my outburst in France, sorry, David's harsh words of, well, then give better directions, and then to us going to Spain and like, you know, coming in second and doing really well, and then overcoming both of our fears. Well, a fear, and then also something that he's never done before. And I'm just glad that they showed those pivotal moments, because they attest to a lot to who we are outside of the race.
Yeah. And I feel like the challenge is also like they portrayed our strengths, right? When it came to dancing and choreography. We were proficient at it.
Yeah.
Certain technical challenges, I feel like I was good at.
The Ducati, we got to throw out the Ducati.
Yeah, that's great.
We killed it in the Ducati. Yeah. But I mean, overall, we're grateful.
We are so grateful for you, and you were totally such a pleasure to watch on the race. Thank you for spending time with us today in the Elimination Station. Congratulations on your engagement. Let's take a quick picture before we
absolutely.
close out. All right.